Folks, thanks for coming on with us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll spend the next 45 minutes or so discussing Ameritas' new easy-to-sell individual dental program. We're at a point in time in all of our lives where we have a little time to reflect in a way, and it's the little things, I think, that can really make the difference as to how we come out of our social distancing period that we're all subjected to. And I think you'll find many of the tools that are offered by Ameritas, ways to make your life easier and to improve the life of your prospects and clients as well. Today's presentation is being recorded, and it, along with much of the material that we will reference throughout the course of the presentation, will be sent to all who have RSVP'd to today's presentation or upon request. Additionally, if you would, there is a questions section in the software. Please utilize that section for any question you may have. Don't be upset if we don't answer it immediately, because it may be answered throughout the course of the presentation. And if not, and we need to do some research, we'll make certain that we get that answer to you. A little bit of background to start, for those of you who may not be as familiar with Premier Marketing. We are a national marketing organization founded in 1968. We're part of the Integrity Marketing Platform with offices across the country. We provide insurance programs through independent insurance agents such as yourself, doing so through contracts that are available at the highest possible commission levels, with recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. As I mentioned, we were founded in 1968. So that means we recently celebrated a milestone in our history, our 50th anniversary. We feel that's quite an accomplishment for what began as a small family agency in rural Nebraska that's grown into one of the largest marketing organizations of its type in our country. We do so through a full portfolio of products, including the Medicare programs of Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, and standalone prescription drug programs. We offer a full portfolio of life insurance and annuity products, including final expense and pre-need plans, long and short-term care programs, disability income, and the ever-important ancillary products like dental, vision, and hearing, critical illness, cancer, and hospital indemnity programs. Those Medicare Advantage plans, well, they include all the national carriers and many of the small regional carriers that make a difference for you in your market. And that same philosophy carries over into the standalone PDP portfolio, where the national carriers are available to you through our organization. Our Medicare Supplement portfolio is very large and robust and includes special support programs to help you be successful in this space as well. When we speak of ancillary products, in each of the categories, we have the carriers there for you to offer your prospects and clients, but we're especially proud of our relationship with SureBridge and the portfolio that they bring, because of their unique piece is actually designated as a subset of many of these categories. But if you look at some of the other carriers, such as today's guest with Ameritas, you have with Ameritas special programs that come into play and help you market the program. When we look at the Medicare market overall, we're looking at a part of the world that has its own language. And if you need help with those acronyms, we've actually got translation guides available to you. And if you look at the market overall, you come on meetings like today, and people will speak of the aging of the baby boomers, the silver tsunami, the 10,000 people a day, one every 10 seconds. You're looking at it just based on age. That's possibly a parameter to use, but keep in mind, not everyone accesses their Medicare benefits immediately upon age 65, and about a sixth of the population of Medicare is under the age of 65. And that's why programs such as Ameritas can be of great help to us to address the entire population, because it's not limited to just those 65 and above. It helps address a population that has varied characteristics, challenges with their health, challenges with their wallet, and having programs available that are reasonable in price and help accommodate a budgeting process and address those needs, they're really important for us to make available to our prospects and clients. Because if we look at the dental market itself, 2/3 of the people on Medicare don't have dental coverage. Half of them haven't seen the dentist in a year, and many of them still spend a lot of money at the dentist as well, with good intentions to see them, and less happening in reality, simply because many circumstances, the dollars aren't there for them to carry through with their plans. That's why programs can really help, because it affects all of the people that we visit, and all of these people need the care that is provided through the dental professionals. Even those folks that have had some sort of assistance through a base program, they're spending more than they're getting in those plans, so standalone programs help, and they have to realize that Medicare itself offers very limited coverage on dental services and not what they expect. Once again, most of them don't have it. Most of them use a lot. And even the folks that are very challenged with their finances, even those folks need some help. So it doesn't matter what the basis of the financial situation of your folks are, they need your assistance, and sometimes it's just a question of asking for the sale. In this circumstance, what we find as well is many of the underlying health factors that may be missed for one reason or another may be discovered through an office visit through the dentist. And so we have Mr. Taylor Davis with us today to help explain how Ameritas' program will help us do just that. Taylor, I'm going to shift over control to you.
Perfect.
And you have the comm, sir.
Awesome. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, John. Thanks for having me. And thanks everyone for joining, especially during this hard time. Hope everyone and their family and friends are staying healthy and safe during this time, and keeping your heads held high during this difficult time. So I greatly appreciate you jumping on this webinar and learning more about Ameritas. We'll be going over our new product that we launched actually in September of last year, and then we just launched about 10 more states April 1st with this new product. So we're in all 50 states, but I'm excited about this new product. Talk about a little how it plays a part in Medicare, like John just went over a little bit, and then our ease of enrollment I'll go over as well. Definitely perfect to, if you've already are contracted with us and know that process, it's always good to get a refresher on how easy it is. And if you're not contracted with us and you've never written Ameritas, especially during this time when most of the work, all the work is done through e-apps, I think our enrollment process is by far one of the best out there. So excited to go over that as well. First of all, I just like to go over history of Ameritas. I don't like to spend a lot of time on this just because what I want you to know is Ameritas is a dental-focused company. A lot of carriers out there do have dental, but maybe it's just not a focus point for that carrier. Here at Ameritas, we are dental focused. We have a life side, we have a disability side, we have a retirement side, but our main focus here at Ameritas is dental and vision. Been around for a long time. Out of our total revenue, dental premium is about $1.4 billion. Now that's both group and individual. I focus on the individual side, which is the PrimeStar product. And out of that $1.4 billion, about $350 to $400 million is this individual PrimeStar product that we'll go over today. So you'll kind of see throughout this presentation, how we focus on different things that maybe other carriers don't, how we really hone in on that dental and vision aspect and make sure it is the best product out there, because that is our focus. That's what we want you guys to see the most. So first thing is we want to provide economic value day one. When we look at new products, especially the ones we rolled out in September, and then we rolled out 10 here this month, we really look at three aspects with regards to a great product. Number one is providing economic value day one. Now, we do that by making this product simple. We don't want 15 different products where your client is confused on which product to choose and why to choose it. We want to keep it simple. Okay, so we want to provide economic value by keeping it simple and also next day effective dates, no waiting periods. I'll go over that here in just a little bit, but we definitely hone in on those two things when it comes to the simplicity aspect of a dental and vision product. I don't want you spending 45 minutes talking to your client after you've just talked to them about Medicare or life insurance, whatever it might have been, and then spend another 45 minutes talking about dental and vision. Do not want that. I want it to be simple, straight to the point. We've tried to mirror that group dental as much as we can on the individual side, just so they understand how it works. They probably had it for 20 plus years, or even if you're in that under 65 dental, we want to make sure they can understand it right away. So again, that simplicity aspect is always what we look at with regards to products here at Ameritas. Network is the next thing. We want to make sure we have the best network. I'll go over our network here in just a little bit, but with regards to our network, our average discount's about 35%. When I say average discount, that means what Ameritas and that provider has agreed upon with regards to crowns, dentures, whatever it might have been. We get with the providers who give the best discounts. Okay, so we could easily have tons and tons more providers, but we want to have that client have the best network. We have the best network in the individual space, and we want them to have that best discount. So I'll go over that here in just a little bit. Quick and easy technology, ease of enrollment. I think our ease of enrollment is super simple. You can be through it in about 2 to 3 minutes. You can either put it on your website, you can go through it during your email. You could talk with your clients. I mean, all these different things that you can do with our technology aspect. The ease of enrollment is super, super simple, which I'll go over here in just a little bit. Before getting into the product, I want to talk about turning a profit with dental. I've had a lot of agents talk to me about sometimes they are agents who've never offered dental before, and then now they finally do offer dental, and they talk about how good it is when it comes to referrals and leads. Okay, so with dental and vision, your clients are going to use it. With ours, there's no waiting periods, next day effective dates. Your client could use it tomorrow. It's a pretty quick turnaround with regards to, hey, you're signing someone up. It's a lot different than, annuities or something like that it might take time to, really see the benefit of that product. With dental and vision, they're going to use it right away. They're not just purchasing dental and vision to put it by the wayside and not touch it. They're purchasing that insurance to use it. So that referral base, they're going to be talking to their friends, their neighbors. Hey, I just went to Dr. Joe down the street. They're in the Ameritas. I just got my agent signed me up with Ameritas Dental, and it was the best experience I've ever had. Boom, referral off of dental and vision. Super, super simple. Persistency, multiple products. If you're talking about Medicare, or you're talking about annuities, life, whatever it might have been, persistency, multiple products are better. More products with that client, that persistency rate is going to stay. Adding value to your client's life. That's day one, adding value to your client's life. Again, they're going to use it. They're going to go in there. You're adding value day one. And then the reputation. Okay, they're going to be using it. They're going to talk to their friends. That's going to allow you to get referrals. Your reputation will continue to grow, so on and so forth. I do have a quick story. I've been with Ameritas for about a year now. I was with another carrier before that. And just right before AEP this year, my neighbor came over. He was turning 65. Had just some quick questions about Medicare. I'm not his agent, but he had some questions about it. And I was talking him through some of the questions he had. And at the end of the conversation, I said, are you going to have dental and vision? And he said, well, Medicare covers that. And I kind of went through, what Medicare, Medicare is a great product, which I'll go over here in just a little bit, but it doesn't really offer dental on the aspect of probably everything you need. So he was kind of going back and forth with me and said, you know what, that's great. Let me talk to my agent about that. And I said, of course, talk to him. Heard a knock on my door maybe a week later. It was the agent. Came over, had some questions about dental because he's just really never brought it up before. Talked with him about our products, how it can definitely have, a day one impact on this client's life. And after that conversation, it was probably about a month later, he came back over and says, I bring it up every single time. Now that I talk with any client I have, I bring up dental and vision. And he said it has helped me with referrals. It's helped me with persistency, and it's helped me with reputation. Okay, he already knows it was adding value to his clients on day one, but that's a huge turning point for someone who'd never even offered dental to now offering it every time. And it was just a simple question of, do you need dental and vision? Your clients understand it. They know what it is. They've probably had it before, and they understand it's super simple. So that's just a quick, it's not a yay big story, but it's just a story to just to bring it up. It's dental and vision. They understand that, they know it. Again, just bring it up. So PrimeStar Protect, this is our new product. We launched this product, PrimeStar Protect, in September of 2019 in about 34 states. And then we launched 10 more states this month. We've always been in all 50 states. We just had a different product at that time. But now most of the states, about 46 of them now, have PrimeStar Protect. So with this PrimeStar Protect product, like I said before, no waiting periods, next day effective dates, preventative, 100% day one. Tomorrow they can go in, we'll pick it up 100% day one on bite wing x-rays, fluoride treatment, sealants, preventative 100%. Basic filling, simple extraction, 65% day one. And when I say day one, tomorrow, they go in, they can get basic, and we'll pay 65% on that. And I haven't even talked about the discount of the provider. So we're saving them so much money day one because there's no waiting periods. Major, same thing. Very unheard of when it comes to major in the dental world of having no waiting periods. Most carriers out there might have a 9-12-month waiting period when it comes to majors, implants, oral surgery, bridges, crowns, dentures. Hone in on that implants. You can look at many other carriers out there on the major. Implants usually aren't there. Okay, so that's a huge talking point as well with regards to major. No waiting periods, 20% day one coverage. I'll go over here in just a little bit, what a simple a crown might look like, what that cost might generate to with day one savings here on the next slide. But preventative basic major, 165.20 day one. Ortho, 15% day one. Children under 19. Calendar year deductible, $50. That's just for basic major and ortho. Do not have deductible for preventative. Calendar year maximum benefit, $1,000 or $2,000. If you are located in, let's say, Illinois, Connecticut, Washington, those are just a few state specifics there. They have a max of $1,200 instead of that $2,000. Just some things there because basic and major are a little bit more. They have a higher percentage day one just because those states are a little bit funky to deal with. So most states, $1,000 or $2,000 benefit. Again, preventative, day one, 100%. Basic, 65% day one. After year one, so on anniversary, it'll bump up to 80%. Okay, 80% on anniversary. Major goes from 20, day one, tomorrow they can go in. Implants, oral surgery, crowns, 20%. On anniversary, bump it up to 50%. Ortho, again, 15% day one, 50% on anniversary. Okay, super simple. Again, like I was talking about before, simplicity. We want to make sure that client understands it. There's not a 3-tier. There's not 15 different products that they look at. Here it is. Here's our best product out there. And it's simple as that. No waiting periods, next day effective dates, and a huge network, which I'll go over in just a little bit. So again, just to hone in on it one more time, preventive, 100% day one, basic, 65% day one, 80% on anniversary, major, 20% day one, 50% on anniversary, 15% on ortho, 50% on anniversary for ortho. Again, super, super competitive when it comes to that major no waiting period. And again, hone in on the implants. You won't see that often. And even if you do, there's probably a 12-month waiting period on implants. No waiting period with Ameritas. So after they've chosen to go with Ameritas as dental, the only other step they'll take is, do they want to have a network plan or an out-of-network plan? Very simple. If they want a network plan, it's going to be a little bit cheaper because we know that they're going to be in network. And with our out-of-network, it's a little bit more expensive, but they can choose anywhere they want to go. If they've been going to Dr. Joe on Main Street for 35 years, and for some rare reason, Dr. Joe's not in our provider, then they would be out of network. So, we don't run it across it often, as I said, but, we don't have every dentist out there. So if they do want to go to a non-network plan, that's fine. We pay it the same way as 165 20-day one and 180 50 year two. So it's the same thing. Just you get to pick any dentist, and if you do go out of network, you just don't get that provider discount. So that's really the only difference in the two. You know, if you're going to go in network, it's going to be a little bit cheaper, and you'll know that you're going to be going in network. And the out of network ones, just for some reason, if you have a client who wants to go to different dentists and they don't really care if they're in network or out of network, then the non-network product would be the one to go with. 80th UNC. So what that means is in a specific zip code, if they were getting crown work done, we just look at what 8 out of 10 dentists charge in that specific zip code, and we'd base it off that. So if for some reason that dentist charged, let's just say $1,300 for a crown, and the 80th UNC is $1,200, we base our 20% off that $1,200 or that 50% off that $1,200 instead of what that out of network dentist charge. That's the great thing of being an in-network provider. It's a agreed upon amount between us and that provider, what they're going to cost for that client to go get some work done with that specific provider. If you do want to see what the 80th UNC might be in a specific zip code, that fairhealthconsumer.org has no affiliate with Ameritas, but I use that website if people do have questions about, what's the 80th UNC of 85086 in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, you can easily look it up there and see what the 80th UNC is, just to give your client a good idea of what it might cost them if they had no insurance. So you can use it that way as well. So our network, as I said, we have the best network when it comes to individual dental insurance. We just added about 17,000 more access points this year. We're now over 500,000 access points, 35% average discount. So when I mean 35% average discount, that is what the providers and Ameritas has agreed upon on a lot of their crowns, dentures, whatever it might have been. Our average discount on all that is about 35%. We can be anywhere from about 25 to 50, but our average hovers around 35%. I'll show you here in just a little bit where you can find the in-network dentist, and also the ones that give a higher than average discount as well. Provider persistency, this is kind of honing back in as what I said at the beginning of this presentation, is that we're a dental focused company. We look at things that maybe other carriers just don't look at. One of those is provider persistency level. You might be wondering, well, Taylor, why does that really matter when I'm talking to a client? Well, if your client goes in tomorrow and gets work done, and then they go in 6 months later and that provider is not in the Ameritas network anymore, they're not going to be happy at us, and you're going to probably get a phone call from that client wondering why Ameritas is not in the network anymore. So we hone in very, very a lot on the provider persistency level. It's about 94% in 2019. I think we're more around 96% so far in 2020. So we're always above that industry average. It's something we look at with regards to our network. We could easily be at 1 million plus access points, but that average discount would probably be 10 to 15%. So when you hear carriers, when no one really comes close to our access points, but if they say, oh yeah, we have a huge network, well, make sure you look at the discount as well. Just because they have a big network does not mean that's great. So that's why we do best of both worlds. Okay, so when I talk about the product itself, which we have the best product when it comes to dental with regards to no waiting periods, next day effective dates, I would probably put two things that are tied for first place, and that is the product itself and network. Without a great network, it doesn't matter what kind of product you have, and without a great product, it doesn't matter what kind of network you have. And I think we have best of both worlds when it comes to Ameritas with regards to network and the best product out there. So as I was saying before, creating that economic value day one for that client. So here's a quick illustration of what it might cost a client. I think this is a Minnesota zip code, but I use it off Fair Health, that website that I gave you here before. And I use it in Minnesota, 8 out of 10 providers, what it usually costs for a crown, 80th UNC. So if they had no insurance whatsoever, it'd be about $1,200 is what they'd pay if they were to go in tomorrow and say, I need some crown work done. I don't have any insurance. They're probably going to pay $1,200. And that's just AD with UNC. They could run across a dentist who charged them $1,500. You never know until you talk to the dentist. But AD with UNC, without any insurance, you're looking at about $1,200. Network rate, again, we average about 35% with our providers. So without even getting into the product itself, and that's why I say product and network are tied for first place. Without even getting into the product itself, you're already saving them almost $500 just for being in the network. It's huge. Okay. And then you're saving them day one cost, $617, because you add on that 20% day one coverage, because there's no waiting periods on all the major, basic, preventative, no waiting periods. So you're saving them $576 day one. Okay. As I was talking about before, reputation, referrals. If they're talking to their neighbor and saying, I talked to a dentist, a couple of weeks back, and they said a crown work might be like $1,200, and I just don't want to pay that. If they're talking to you and you say, well, day one cost is probably about $617, I'm saving you, almost $600 day one. That's huge. It's a huge amount of money to save someone day one. Year two cost, you're saving them almost $850. Okay, so on anniversary, it jumps up to crown to 50% savings. On top of that, you get that provider discount, what that agreed upon, what that provider's going to, what's it going to cost for a crown. You're saving them $850 on anniversary. So say, you're talking with a client and they might not need work done right now. And, they go in a couple of preventative exams per year, but next year, they need some major work done. That already jumps up to 50%. And then you get that network savings as well. So it's a huge selling point when you're talking to your client. Again, providing economic value day one is huge. Great for the client and also great for your reputation. So 3 ways to incorporate dental into Medicare. I know John will probably go over a little bit of this at the end, but these are kind of 3 ways to bring up dental. I've already talked about it before, especially with that story I had, is just bringing it up. It's dental and vision. They understand it. They've probably had it in the past. So it's something to just bring up. But with regards to that scope of appointment form, it's great to use. You should be using it. If that's initial, or if that's during AEP, whatever it might be, scope of appointment form, great. Make sure you get one with dental and vision on it. Check the box, and that's just a great way to bring it up. Medicare and You Guidebook, page 49 of the 2020 Medicare and You Guidebook. What's not covered? Okay, the first thing on there is dental. Second thing on there is actually dentures. Don't know why they separate that. And the third thing is vision. Okay, so if you're talking to them, pull up the Medicare and You Guidebook, and you can go through what's not covered. And that's kind of the balanced approach that I like to talk about with regards to Medicare. And again, this product is 18 plus. They can be 90 years old. They can be 120 years old. We do not have a max on the age limit, but the minimum is 18 plus. But balanced approach when it comes to core products, and one of those is Medicare. Medicare is a fantastic product. You hate to say anything bad about it, but with regards to Medicare, unfortunately, just doesn't offer dental and vision. Kind of have that balanced approach. You're already talking about Medicare. You're probably sitting down with them. You had this meeting plan talking about Medicare, and that you're going over that maybe that Medicare and You Guidebook, and you're showing them what's not covered. And then you can easily hone in on, I got a great product for you. I have Ameritas Dental and Vision, no waiting periods, next day effective dates. You can go in and get major work done tomorrow. So you kind of have that balanced approach of, yes, Medicare is a great product, but unfortunately it doesn't offer everything. And you can bring up dental and vision then. I would have a fourth on here, and I've kept going over it with you guys during this presentation. But number 4 would just be bring it up. If you're just talking to a client, maybe not about Medicare, ask them, do you have dental and vision? I guarantee you, it's going to be an easy yes or no question. Yes, I do have dental, or no, I don't. And then you can segue yourself into an Ameritas product. I think that's the best way to go about it with regards to talking with clients is bringing it up. That scope of appointment's great. Medicare and guidebook's great, and then that balanced approach just gives that extra oomph into what you're really helping that client with. Again, providing that economic value for that client. So jumping into vision, went over our dental. Again, we launched PrimeStar Protect in September, and then we launched 10 more states on PrimeStar Protect this month. So most of our states are on PrimeStar Protect. Day one coverage, no waiting periods, next day effective dates, 100% preventative, 65% day one on basic, 20% day one on major. Again, implants, dentures, crowns. And then with regards to anniversary, that basic jumps up to 80%, and then major jumps up to 50%, and so does ortho. So PrimeStar Vision, we're one of the only carriers that offer both iMed and VSP. Both of these providers, iMed and VSP, usually don't team up together. They're usually on separate wavelengths. And with regards to Ameritas, best of both worlds. You get the best dentist or best dental product, and then you get you get your choice of the best vision. So with regards to Ameritas Vision, we have Select, which is our iMed. Individual, you're looking at about $10, almost $11 with regards to monthly rates. And I do want to hone in on our rates for dental. Forgot to go over this, but it's just by zip code. Doesn't matter if the client is 40 years old or 90 years old. It's going to be the same rates, just depends on zip code. With vision, it doesn't matter where you're at. I know Florida has some different rates, but with regards to all other states, you're looking at $10.67 for individual monthly rates. With iMed, eye exams once every 12 months, lenses and frames once every 24 months. Okay, frame allowance and contact allowance is $130. So with regards to iMed, if you're talking with a client who might have gone to Sears Optical for a long time and they, trust Sears and they want to go with them, then iMed will probably be the route they want to go. If they just need lens and frames maybe once every 2 years, I imagine iMed will be the way to go. They don't need as much allowance for frames and contacts. iMed will probably be the way to go. Very simple when it comes to vision. Really two things. How often do they go and where do they go? Next one is VSP. We call this a choice. With regards to individual, you're looking just a little bit more expensive than iMed, just over $16. And then same thing, VSP, a lot of private doctors have VSP, Costco VSP. With this, as you can see, the individual rates a little bit more expensive, but you get that once every year lenses, frames, and contact lenses. So it's once every year, and your allowance is $150. So again, it really depends on how often they go and where they go. Super duper simple when it comes to vision. So making it easy to get started with Ameritas. If you're not contracted with us already, maybe you are contracted with us and you haven't written a piece of business, what you will get is when you get contracted through Premier, you'll get this email that'll have a specific hyperlink for you. So this is your hyperlink. You don't use another agent. You don't share this with other agents. You can easily put this on your website if you want. You can put this on your email, whatever it might be. This link is yours. Do not share it. Commissions, everything runs through this link. So whatever you write, and even, don't use someone else's link because you won't get paid commissions. They will. So again, I just like to really hone in on make sure you use your own URL, your own hyperlink when you do get contracted with us. That's how you sign up your clients on our dental and vision plan. Both are standalone. So if they just want vision, they can just have vision. If they just want dental, they can just have dental. Or if they want both, that's great as well. So with regards to our technology, I'll kind of skip over this one and I'll go to step one. Step one is find your dentist. So this is where you look to see if that provider that they've been going to is in our network. A quick way to do this is, of course, through your hyperlink that you get, or if you don't have a hyperlink with us, you can go to star.ameritas.com/find-a-dentist, star.ameritas.com/find-a-dentist. That'll take you directly to this page where you can see all the providers in a specific zip code, county, whatever it might be. You can look up all the providers there. So with regards to this, you might not be able to see it on your screen, but there's green lettering and there's black lettering. The green lettering means they have a higher than average discount. Again, I was going over our average discount hovers around 34, 35%. The ones in green, we just kind of want to say thank you to those providers for having a higher discount or agreed upon amount that it's going to cost for specific things. We put those in green. We can't put, what it's going to cost for everything, but we can at least put it in green saying, if you don't have someone you've been going to for a long time, you don't really care what dentist you go to, I would choose one of the ones in green. Or, if they just want to make sure their dentist is in the network, this is where they can find it as well. By no means am I saying the black lettering providers don't give a great discount. Again, we average 35%. That's a great discount. And it's probably anywhere from 25 to 50% on that discount. So it's just a good way to see, really what dentist is in the network. So I would always say that's step one. You want to make sure if they're going to go in the network or they're going to go in the out-of-network product, you want to make sure that they know where their dentist stands. Step two is select the plan. So after you've looked at the provider list, you can then select the plan. So it shows 4 plans on here. Again, we have one product, 1,000 or 2,000 max, and then out-of-network or in-network product. So you'll see on here it says Advantage Network is our old product, but it'll say Advantage Protect Network, and it'll say Advantage Protect 2000. So we'll just go through it on here with regards to, you've already known if they're in the network, if they're out of the network. So you're going to know if you want to click on the network or if you want to do the out-of-network product. Once you do that, it'll pop up option to add vision. It'll do the same thing if you do vision first. It'll say option to add dental. You can either say yay or nay and move on from there. But again, iMed or VSP, you're looking just over $10 with iMed and just over $16 with VSP. Again, really depends on where they go, how often they go when it comes to vision. And then step 4 is client info. Again, this is how simple this process is. Okay, find the provider. You go and pick their plan, type in the client's info. It says email address. Get the question all the time. What if they don't have an email? That's fine. Put in your email address. That works as well. And then you'll select payment. So we do EFT or credit card. Simple as that. And then once you click purchase, so the client clicks purchase, they'll get an email and you'll get an email. Okay, you'll get an email too. Always get that question as well. Agents say, well, how do I know that they got the email? You'll get an email as well. So with regards to this, there's no proprietary information. That's why I say they don't have to have an email address. I would put yours in there just so you can get theirs. You can either print it off or do whatever you'd like. But there's no proprietary information that they absolutely need to have with this. It just says thank you for the purchase, coverage type, effective date, and monthly premium, and then that the card will be in the mail in about 7 to 10 business days. If the client, again, because we have no waiting periods and they can go in tomorrow, if the client goes in or has questions about, well, I don't have the card, how am I going to go to the dentist? Every night, if you sign them up today, tonight we'll do a whole dump really into our system, and all those will be updated. So if they go tomorrow to their dentist, they will be in our system for Ameritas. So they don't need the actual card to go in tomorrow. They can go in, give the information, and their name and information will be on there. Here's my information. Here's my cell phone, and then also my email address. Be happy to answer any questions you guys might have. Sales Connect team. This team is super vital. Make sure you write down this number. They can help you with anything and everything with regards to maybe a client that you signed up didn't get their card in the mail or it got lost or whatever it might be. They can send you a new one. If you have questions about the product itself, they're awesome to help as well. Or if you have questions about your contract, they can help that as well. So really it's a one-stop shop. Sales Connect team, 855-728-7542, and they can help you with anything and everything. Thanks again for having me. And John, I'll pass it on to you. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer those, or we can wait till the end.
We've got one question. I think you covered it, Taylor, but with the different plans, it may be nice to illuminate a little further. Bob asked if the client chooses a plan with a network or non-network, at the point of enrollment, or is it a point of service decision?
It's a point of enrollment. So they'll enroll in the network or out of network policy.
Okay. And let's see. Unless Mr. Foster has a question, he's got his hand raised, but I think that is it.
Okay.
There. I will take back the comm and thank you for the presentation, Taylor. If you wouldn't mind, we'll circle back at the end just to see if any other questions pop up.
Awesome. Sounds good.
And there we go. What we have had so far is an explanation of an incredible portfolio of products that cover the needs, as Taylor demonstrated, that many folks assumed are covered by Medicare and aren't. What I hope to do in the next couple minutes is just give you some reason why you want to do that with us here at Premier. We do have a way for you to basically build an agent profile so you can keep all of your records current as to your professional background. So you can go in here and create a stockpile for where your E&O is, your licensing, that sort of thing. And as other opportunities come up, and if additional contracting is necessary or warranted or wanted, you can use this system to do so with many of the carriers. Since you are an independent insurance agent, covering your own financial tuchus is of paramount importance to you as well. So we offer discounted errors and admissions coverage to agents that have at least a contract with us, but that covers all products with all uplines thereafter. So unlike being added to a blanket E&O for one policy, purchase of this program will cover you for all your programs with whomever you contract. And we work with WebCE as well to make certain that your license stays in place with discounted continuing education programs through our association with that organization, and give you an opportunity to add modified guarantee issue non-cancelable DI coverage to your own package of benefits, where you share in the commissions at a discounted rate as well, something to do for your own benefit package. As much as today's presentation is being recorded, we do offer a number of different presentations such as today, not only about product, but also about marketing that program into the community. And when you speak of dental programs, that's a great presentation to offer once we're free to go back into the community and visit with folks. And centers of influence very often appreciate the telling of the story of, well, here's what Medicare doesn't cover. It gives you then an opportunity to go into dental coverages and make certain that Ameritas is there for you to offer your prospects and clients. We have a ton of these available. They're on our website at premiersmi.com or on our YouTube channel as well. We do also offer quoting tools that can help you sell these programs. One of the nice things about what we do is we always have an opportunity to talk to people about different needs, and if we have the particular tools out there that can help us carry that beyond a discussion, it's very helpful. These programs are available without cost to our contracted agents, and this tool particularly, you can go into a home, discuss different types of programs, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, PDP programs, hospital indemnity, dental programs. It even has a quoting tool on there for final expense, which depending upon your base product, you've got to be careful what time you present. But it gives you an opportunity to show people, here's your base coverage, here's what it'll cost if we add an Ameritas dental program to it. And it kicks you into that electronic process to complete that application. We carry that same thought process over into the Medicare Advantage world with our Medicare Center program as well. Many of the carriers offer incentives and trips as part of compensation to you as you're part of your production. And as long as those programs aren't part of a set compensation rate like Medicare Advantage and PDP programs are, they also help you qualify for the Premier trip as well, which this month was going to be a nice cruise from Miami to the Bahamas. Thank you, COVID-19. That's now definitely not happening. Some of the things that you can do to help get in front of people, we do offer contact lists available to you, call lists butted up against the do not call. Dental programs are one of the programs that are available to reach out and touch somebody via Ma Bell. If that is of interest to you, please let us know so we can help you with that. But as I mentioned before, using detail about these programs in different community-based marketing efforts is important. Offering detail through those centers of influence, such as faith-based organizations, are of great value to the community, but working with providers who provide the services for your programs is a great way to market as well. And dentists aren't hit up nearly as much as doctors are, so keep that in mind. If you're working in a particular area and you're aware of the network folks that work with Ameritas, stop in and explain what you do and make your services available to those folks across the board. And believe it or not, that third category, we have an upcoming webinar very shortly on the Walmart and other retail opportunities coming, yeah, I know, this fall. We're not even to the summer really, but they plan ahead, and that's the way it works. There are carriers that will share leads as well. We see this more in the Medicare Advantage space, but we do have internet lead programs that have been very successful. Facebook lead campaigns for final expense and Medicare. And we do offer direct mail support based on production where those costs are deeply discounted. All that said and done, we visit with you in programs such as today because we want your business. We want to make certain that these programs are available to you because they render value not just to your prospects and clients, but to you as well. One of the things we have now is an opportunity to talk to our people. Folks are home. Most of them are answering their phones. It gives us an opportunity just to check in with them and remind them of the product portfolio that you offer and the simplicity of picking up dental coverage now when they have an opportunity to do so. Because of the link for your production that ties your Ameritas production to you, you can actually use that as a tagline in your email correspondence or any type of electronic newsletter you put out as well. A great way for us to drive business together, and we'd like that opportunity to do so. We've got a unique opportunity now where you can make this a key part of your marketing program, generate an additional revenue stream through these programs, and create another way of expanding your book of business. It's a question of when are you going to do it? Well, you make the decision, you do it now. That said, you can reach any of us here at Premier at 1-800-365-8208, or you can also reach us at our website at premiersmi.com. We look forward to any discussions that we can have with you. Keep in mind that this program that Taylor has detailed for us today, these different programs that are available for anybody from 18 on up, as he mentioned, in many other circumstances. So it's not just for Medicare clients. I speak to Medicare all the time because, hey, that's my circus. Those are my monkeys, so to speak. That's what I do. But for those of you who work the under 65 market, it's a great add-on. I've been in many houses on a Medicare appointment where the individual will take his teeth out of his mouth and set them on the table. Here's my dental needs. Under 65, that's not as likely to happen. You've got a great opportunity across the board, regardless of the individual's age. So that will work. For those of you who are interested as to where these programs are available, part of what will come to you as the follow-up is a detailing of the plan types and the states in which they are available. So watch for that as part of the follow-up. So Taylor, in my own way, I think I've answered a couple of the questions that were posed toward the end. I want to thank you again for your presentation. I want to thank everyone who's come on with us today and invested of their time. Watch for the follow-up that will follow, hopefully later today, including a link to today's presentation. And in the meantime, Hey, we wish you all good health and good selling. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.